A semi-retired computer scientist turned swordsman, is a scholar of the implied spaces, seeking meaning amid the accidents of architecture in a universe where reality itself has been sculpted and designed by superhuman machine intelligence. Hello and welcome to Liam's Lyceum. I'm your host Liam, aka Himbar, and today I'll be doing a spoiler-free review of Jon Williams' Implied Spaces. Implied Spaces is a 2008 standalone novel described as sword and singularity, so we will get into that in just a minute. A swordsman moved across the sands of a desert. The turbaned man had a companion and they came across some rather exotic others. The caravans of the area fear bandits and being sacrificed to dark gods. It feels like fantasy, but an important note in Chapter 1 tells us that it is not exactly. The sun never sets, it's always noon. If you know megastructures, you might recognize this, and it's not a ring world. Do the words Dyson and Matryoshka mean anything? Anyways, our main character is Aristide. I think that's how they said his name. Anyways, he is somewhat mysterious and has a sword named Tecumseh. He acquaints himself with the woman Astra, who is in the caravan, and she has an interesting cat named Bitsy. Anyways, the people believe in reincarnation. They also seem to all come from the womb of the world, and I'm not sure they start to life as babies, but babies are also mentioned. So besides the far future megastructures here, this is a space opera, which is why sword and singularity is kind of a little confusing, because it's true, that's a very accurate description, but only of a chunk of the book. Besides that, it is space opera dealing with transhumanism, kind of like Cyberpunk or House of Suns, specifically artificial intelligence, and other important things, even like ontology and the philosophically, metaphysics study of being, right? Well, I guess that is what ontology is for those unaware. Anyways, so Chapter 4 opens up to the obvious sci-fi and virtual reality elements. The opening fantasy elements are important for establishes the threat, and we have the Asimovian laws, which are cool. Those from iRobot. It's an intense amount of action and drama in the solar system. We even have poetry a few times, which was unexpected but appreciated. And in Chapter 4, actually, the word fuligen is used, so I'm glad I'm not the only one who uses that in my writing and totally stole that from Gene Wolfe. It's totally fine, I think. Anyways, but the ending feels a little rushed. I enjoyed it quite a bit, though, and it's essentially a Gnostic story about killing yourself. And I guess I could leave it at that, but I will say this is a fun standalone novel. It's not overly long. It's very unique. It's what sci-fi does best. In a way, it's kind of sci-fantasy as well, though. So anyways, I think a lot of my viewers would like this, so maybe check it out. Anyways, it's been Liam's Lyceum. I will catch you next time.